Are you someone with a big idea but too afraid to take action? In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you some tips and tricks on how to overcome those fears and actually get out there and create an actionable step plan so that you can achieve your goals. Let's get started. Everybody, it's your girl DeAndra and I'm back with another video. I know I've been gone on a hiatus for a while. I just need to take time again for myself. That's all I preach is self-care. I need to take time for myself so that I can get my mind straight, so that I can come back and be present with you guys and show up in the right way. And I had to get some new coaching programs together. So I'm super excited to be sharing those details as we progress in these upcoming videos. I created a new coaching program to help creative businesses really show up and show out in their business and launch the right way. So stay tuned for that in the near future, but let's get into this video. Okay, so you have this amazing idea, but you don't know where to start. Or those fears of failure, not being good enough, all of the above are creeping in and you don't know what to do with it. So you just don't start. You don't want to fail in front of your friends. You don't want to fail in front of your family. So you just don't do it and you stay comfortable with where you are now. Honestly, fear is crippling so many talented people from getting out there and showing up and bringing their dreams to reality. And trust me, I was in that space one time in my life where I was just so scared to dive in and start my business, and I had all of the excuses. But when I actually got out of my own way and got out of my head and overcame that fear of starting, that's when I started seeing everything manifest and come into reality. So I'm going to share with you some tips to overcome and start whatever it is you want to start. You got this. Okay, so for starters, fear is 100% natural. Everyone has fears. So just let's clear the air on that right now. It's normal to be fearful of the unknown, not knowing what's on the other side. If you're faced with something, fear is going to arise, but acknowledging it is a great way to go about it instead of pushing it away. When you acknowledge the fear, you understand and you can process it so that you can make the changes or shift the mindset so that you can actually overcome that fear. Another thing that has worked for me in overcoming my fears of starting anything is to write all my fears down. I get out a journal and I just jot down everything that I'm scared of when it comes to a specific task or challenge that I'm faced with. And I write it down. And sometimes seeing it on paper or wherever you create this list, it's not as scary as you think it is, because now you see what you're fearful of, and now you can dissect each fear and go in and create actionable steps to help you get over those fears. Fear comes from the mind. Our mind is here to save us and protect us. And I know that our mind is in its best interest, but sometimes it holds us back from what we're truly capable of. And we need to learn how to master our mind. Once you have this list of everything that you're fearful of, you're gonna start creating a to-do list, or it can be an action list. And I would say break down the fear into 3 easy steps. 3 easy steps. It can be 5 if you want, if it needs more, it's okay. But don't do more than 5, because when it's over 5, you're not gonna start busting through those steps. You're just gonna be like, oh, that's a cool list, and you're gonna leave it. You're never gonna look at it again. But make it into easy steps. If it has to be like even the babyest steps, do those as your first 3 steps so that you can actually get started on accomplishing your goal. You have to start somewhere, and that's the key to overcoming your fear, is just starting somewhere. It doesn't matter where it is. It doesn't have to be something grandiose. Just start it. And there's so much information online now where you can actually even go on ChatGPT and type in how to do X, Y, and Z, and it will give you an actionable plan. So if you don't know the steps to do whatever it is you want to do, go on ChatGPT and it will literally jot it down for you, and you have a list, print it out, and start working on it. So there's really no excuse. So another way to overcome your fear of starting is to talk to someone who's been through whatever it is you want to start. So let's say you want to open up a business or a boutique. Find someone who has a successful business, who has a successful boutique, and see if you can pick their brain. If you can't, there's so many videos on YouTube that you can go ahead and see what they're talking about and see what steps that they took to start their journey. Your steps are probably not going to be the exact same, but at least you can hear someone out or talk to someone, and then you can kind of formulate your own steps and your own journey. I feel like one reason too that a lot of people don't start is they're trying to do everything so perfectly. Like, well, they did it this way and I want to make sure that it's right. Don't do that, because it's going to hold you back. You're going to mess up with whatever you're starting. You're going to mess up. It's just destined to happen. So if you already go into it knowing that you're going to mess up, that's going to ease the emotions of like, damn, am I going to fail? No, you're not going to fail. Just start and talk to someone, because I'm sure if you talk to someone who's already, successful in whatever it is you want to do, trust me, their starting story is probably going to be like mind-blowing to you. And I have a story time video about my balloon business and how I started, and I'll link it here. And you can see that my business did not start off all glitz and glamour and all what it is today. It takes time, and I made so many mistakes when I started my business. That's why I'm creating this channel, so that I can help you guys, so that you don't have to make the same mistakes that I made, because I made some expensive mistakes and I made some like crazy mistakes that I'm like, how did I even do that? But I learned from them. Now I can use that experience to help you guys so you don't make the same mistakes. And that's how we go full circle. We help each other. And yeah, if you need someone to talk to about business, drop a comment below and know that I got you. Just ask. I also want to throw in here that I do have a free Facebook community for entrepreneurs, and you can join, and it's a free safe space for you to ask questions, and I'm always monitoring the group. So join us. The link will be in the description. Another thing I would recommend is reading books and listening to podcasts. I feel like reading and just being able to, drive in your car and listen to a podcast is so informational. I learned so much on the go because I am a busy person. And, when you find a good book that can help you with whatever it is you want to start, you can listen to it when you're working out, you can listen to it when you're driving. And those are baby steps to getting where you want to go. You're absorbing the information and your mind is doing some work up there. So when you start reading and listening to podcasts, these little steps are going to start coming out of the blue, and you're going to be like, wow, that's a good idea. Make sure you write it down, because sometimes I have great ideas that I don't write it down, but you have those aha moments, write them down. So reading and podcasts spark those aha moments all the time for me. Just hearing a situation that another person went through, or how they accomplished a goal or overcame a challenge, it creates this formula for me to maneuver and then come up with my own plan that's authentic to me. You want everything to be authentic to you. You don't want to follow someone's exact journey, because it might not pan out the same way. But if you do what's comfortable for you, that journey is yours. It's yours. Something that has also helped me overcome fears of starting is visualizing my success. Sometimes I just sit down and I just think about my future self, and I visualize me succeeding in whatever it is that I want to achieve. Like, one of my biggest goals is to be in Times Square on one of those big old jumbotrons for whatever it is that God creates for me and puts me out there to do. It could be when I launch my podcast. It could be for my YouTube channel. It could be my coaching business, whatever it is, I want to have my whatever. We're still figuring that out. I want to have a billboard in Times Square, and I always visualize it. And honestly, when I visualize it, I listen to Empire State of Mind by Jay-Z, and like that song just makes me feel so good, and then it takes me into this place where I can actually visualize me standing in the middle of Times Square with my billboard behind me, and I'm super excited. I see the whole thing and I'm feeling it. So I know it's gonna come true one day, and that's what you have to do with your goals. Visualize them, like feel like you're there already. You don't even really know how that feels, but pretend. You've seen movies and you've seen successes, you've seen people share their emotions and feelings about things. Feel it. Feel how you would feel if you achieved that goal, if you started that business, if you ran that marathon, if you lost that weight. How would you feel on the other side? Don't focus on how you feel now. Focus on how you're gonna feel when you achieve that goal. And with that being said, last but not least, another tip is to celebrate your successes, no matter how small they are. If it's just the smallest when you wrote down your to-do list, celebrate it. Because maybe 2-3 weeks ago, you weren't writing down any list. So that's a big thing to celebrate. Let's say you ended up going to the gym consistently 2 days in a row. Celebrate that success. That is a big thing if you haven't worked out in years. You know, I feel like a lot of people downplay what they do. Like if it's something that you're doing and you're keeping up with it for days on end, celebrate those things, because that is a big deal, no matter how small it is. And just have your own celebration, because sometimes if you do tell someone, they're gonna be like, what? Girl, I go to the gym every day. That's not a celebration. But you know what? They go to the gym every day. You don't, and you ended up going 2 days in a row. That's your success. So celebrate your successes, celebrate your wins, no matter how small they are, because you achieved something and it was a small step to get you to your goal. That's all that matters. And that's honestly how you overcome starting something. It's just taking small steps. I feel like we overcomplicate the whole situation of starting something, and I feel like society cripples us anyway. And they say like, oh, you're just gonna be a loser if you fail. Oh, freaking well. Oh, well, you're not gonna be a loser. You're gonna be able to get back up the next day, start over, and keep going. Trust me. I feel like I've ran into so many people, and it hurts my heart when I hear them say like, I don't think I'm good enough to do this, or I'm just scared that I'm gonna fail, and so I'm just not gonna do it. And it hurts me to the core, because I'm like, oh my gosh, you have so much potential. And I see it in you, and you don't even want to try. You don't want to even try. That's why I created this video, because I want you guys to overcome those fears of starting, because it's just a fear. Leave it behind. Leave it behind. It's just a fear, and it's a fear that's in your mind, that your mind made up because it's trying to protect you. So if you're interested in starting a business, because that's my niche, I did create a 5-step actionable plan for you to download, and I'll leave the link in the description. And it's 5 actionable steps to help you start your business. It's a guidebook and a plan so that you can get started with whatever it is. It's more focused on overcoming fears. So if you are fearful of starting your business, use this guide to take those actionable steps to starting and achieving your business goals. And again, I will leave that in the link in the bio. And with that being said, that's all for today's video. And I hope that these tips have helped you get started on whatever it is you want to start, because you got this and you can totally do it. You're so capable of doing it, trust me. And I will see you guys next week with another video. Peace.